In light of Brexit and April's new tax reforms for landlords, many property investors are worried about the future of the UK property market. With new challenges facing residential investors in buy-to-rent housing, as well as those who invest in commercial property or alternative housing investments, such as student housing, we caught up with Experience Invest's Gerald Solis and mortgage guru Ray Bolger, who allay many of their concerns and give us a quick and easy guide to property in the UK today.
Brexit has not been the negative story that everybody will have you believe. There are certainly, from the property market's perspective, a lot of positives. Certainly with regards to the initial impact, there was a dip, but in terms of the currency fluctuations, the devalued pound has actually made UK property more appealing to overseas investors. The new tax changes taking into effect will inevitably affect landlords in the respect that it may push them into the higher income bracket. So from their own personal tax perspective, it will cost them more.
I think landlords are increasingly having to comply with more and more legislation. They're being hit with higher taxes, both the 3% stamp duty surcharge and the higher income taxes. So yes, the government is putting much more onus on landlords to do more things, and that inevitably makes it more difficult and mean that before getting into the buy-to-let game, landlords need to fully understand what their obligations are. Property has been a really good investment for many years now in the UK, and on the basis that demand looks like exceeding supply for some time, there's every reason to think that will continue.
Certainly the property sector will undergo changes throughout different market conditions. Some of the most favoured ones that we carry on our inventory will be student accommodation, buy-to-let residential, and care homes. Now all of these are obviously what we would regard as stable, and predominantly the only way really to ensure stability is make sure that you've bought in the right area and that you've done your due diligence. I can't stress it enough how important it is to seek professional advice. Going to a consultancy like Experience Invest will certainly put you in good stead. But I think that you need to understand your motivations behind the purchase. You need to have done your homework on the actual type of property that you want to invest in, and you need to ask as many questions as possible and make sure that you've done your sums.